I hope you're doing well today. I hope you have nothing but good health, prosperity, a strong mindset, and a healthy vision for the future. I want to talk about Vietnam. I'm in Vietnam, Da Nang specifically. I don't know if it's Da Nang or Da Nang. I've heard different pronunciations, but I'm in Vietnam right now. And I'm kind of continuing this like nomad, solo traveler kind of lifestyle. I kind of want to talk about what it's like actually solo traveling and what happens when you kind of achieve the goal of freedom, of like aspiring to have the kind of mobility to basically do whatever you want to. If you know me personally, you know that I'm very almost obsessed with this idea of freedom, having the ability to do what you want and basically be independent of action. And I've been given the opportunity to expand my worldview. And now that I'm staying in Vietnam, I'm understanding that when it comes down to having a specific goal in life, or when it comes down to wanting or having a certain desire, once you achieve that goal, there needs to be something that gives it purpose. There are certain things that you start to question about yourself, you know? And this video is probably gonna be a little bit more esoteric and a little bit more philosophical. And it's not really just me being like, yeah, I'm a tourist in Vietnam, but it's more so just understanding like when you want to get away from the system or the matrix or whatever you want to call it, the 9 to 5 grind. Most people call it the rat race, right? Feeling like you're stuck in a cycle where you're working all the time, you're not getting ahead, and you feel stuck. When I left North America and I came down here, there's a couple realizations that I had that showed me that once you achieve something that you want, it really does become a matter of why did you want it and will you still feel satisfied once you achieve it. It's really weird how the world works because $10 Canadian, right? It gives you so many services in this country. Like that same $10 could either buy you 3 meals a day, it could get you a rental motorbike, it could get you I don't know, a massage if you want, it could get you a Uber ride. You know what I mean? Like you can basically do so many things with that same dollar value that back home you don't have access to, right? That same $10 only gets you maybe lunch and that's it. Maybe a little bit of gas in your car. And the idea that wanting to have financial success, I feel like that's kind of a staple to freedom because money gives you choices. And wanting to have that is very dependent on your circumstances because there's a certain sense of necessity for financial prosperity in North American countries that isn't the same here. I'm in a privileged situation where I can speak from an angle of having a currency that's stronger than the currency in the place I'm staying. But people who stay here, they don't have that same opportunity. Not all of them. Some might, I don't know. But it just makes you think too, like, is it really important to want to strive for such financial gain? You know what I mean? Especially in an area or circumstance where that financial gain may not serve you as much as you think it should. And I also think too, when it comes down to being flexible and free, it's an inherently selfish thing to want because you have to give up a lot of familiarity. You have to give up the routines that you know. You have to give up the connections that you had. And it's not to say that you have to lose everything, but everything does change. When you're nomadic or when you're traveling or when you're just away from everyone, like your family is not there with you. Your friends are not there with you. And it does create a sense of independence in one situation, but also like solitude. right? You're away from everything that you know. And the only thing that you have is what's up here, your thoughts. And you can really create your own problems by being in this kind of environment. I will say that once you achieve something that you really, really want, you have to ask yourself, what's next, or what does it mean to you? You know what I mean? Because the meaning that you create for these goals and aspirations that you have in your life, or even just the meaning that you gain from achieving something. And I feel like life is more than just having things. And I feel like for the most part, a lot of the things that we want, they're very fleeting. They don't last. They're very transient, and they don't really matter. And then we create these kind of issues for ourselves where we want to achieve this kind of goal or lifestyle or whatever. And then once you do, it loses its kind of, I guess, allure. The nomadic kind of lifestyle where you can go anywhere you want, work anywhere in the world, and make money wherever you are, it has this kind of allure. It's like, oh man, I'm so flexible. But you realize that, like, that flexibility is great, don't get me wrong, but it can also lead to a lot of bad decisions. It can lead to a lot of doubt. It can also lead to a lot of just stress, right? I'm in a situation now where I'm living comfortably, you know what I mean? I have my own place. I have a nice view. I have a pool. I have a gym. I even have a karaoke bar. But the locals don't live like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're born here, you're not living the same way that I'm living. You might be. I'm not saying you cannot, but the opportunities are different. So am I really immersing myself in the culture, or am I just exploiting my geographical advantages? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's bad necessarily to bend the rules in your favor, but I do think that you have to understand that wherever you go, there you are. And your problems will always follow you. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter how you change your life. It doesn't matter if you reduce your monthly expenses in half. Your problems will always remain your problems. And it's really up to you to determine what makes you content. I feel like more than anything, understanding what you want and what is enough for you is the real key to feeling comfortable, you know? And yeah, that's the main message for today. Not as much talk about the actual country itself. I have stories, don't get me wrong. I'll get into the Vietnam stories. I have a few. Landing here was super rough, so I can kind of go through all that. But yeah, I'm in Vietnam right now. Kind of a philosophical video. But if you enjoyed it, watch this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.